And a happy early Friday afternoon to you, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Looking at the big broad picture here, what you see is a big upper level trough. That's the main steering mechanism. This is our wavy frontal system with a surface area of low pressure that's going to be rippling along the front and intensifying as it does. It'll drop a little bit of snow across parts of mostly western New Hampshire, extreme eastern northeast kingdom, and continuing on a track that'll take it pretty quickly into the Canadian Maritimes. All that takes place overnight, tomorrow night, I should say tonight and tomorrow morning. Look at the climate reanalyzer. Here's our cold weather. It stretches all the way from interior portions of Alaska, right southeastward into a good portion of the United States, including all the way down to the Gulf Coast, even a little bit in the Gulf of Mexico, and much of the, really the eastern half of North America. The exception, right along the extreme eastern portions of the coastal parts of eastern North America into the Canadian Maritimes, and this also includes the Arctic, as well as the southwest corner of the region. Looking at the European ensemble, this is anomalous cold. Of course, you see this here in the purples and greens and blues. This is well above normal temperature in the Canadian Maritimes today, stretching in a good portion of the Arctic. You can see that also along the west coast, especially California. Running the model, this is the way it looks. That colder air makes it in today, and that's what we're seeing. This is still extremely warm. You can see how this develops here. It looks like we'll start to warm things up as a little surge of moisture, warmer air, I should say, starts to glide in on us along about Sunday, and you can see how this develops. This is about Tuesday. That's Wednesday of next week. We go above normal as well. And continuing, it looks like that's going to continue into Thursday, where we'll probably see the warmest temperatures the late part of next week. Looking at the European incrementals here, this is a green precipitation. Blue, of course, is snow, and you can see the different types of precipitation here. This is our frontal boundary that's working in along the coast. This is valid this afternoon. And you can see that surge of moisture aims a little bit more into New Hampshire. They're looking at copious amounts of rain. Hey, in some cases, better than 3 inches. And that little bit sort of tail end, the little disturbance, this upper level trough, will swing on through. You can see that it develops a little bit of wet snow. That moves off of in through northern New Hampshire. It basically affects eastern Essex County, where there could be a little bit of snow in our local higher terrain there. Not looking at any risks, however. This continues to track out of the region. A ridge of higher pressure builds in nicely for Sunday. Some clouds will work in with a warm front in the afternoon on Sunday, kind of marring things just a little bit. But overall dry weather. And then we get into this next frontal boundary, very similar to the last one. Kind of a flat trough of lower pressure and a weak ridge of higher pressure over the Atlantic. That forces this frontal boundary to sort of stall out. And then weak waves will begin to work along it. And these weak waves of low pressure will bring us no one particular day that is going to be completely dry and no one particular day that's going to be completely wet. And that's going to be kind of alternating, really going into the end of next week as it looks in a longer range. So this is basically on Thursday. Now we're beyond the period. Here comes the next wave of lower pressure. Looks like a warm front. A little more healthier, stronger area of low pressure beyond. Maybe a little bit of a gradient wind effect. We could also see that, by the way, on Wednesday. So it is the time of the year. By the way, this is a tropical cyclone of probably hybrid of some sort. It's well northeast of Bermuda. It's really not going to be affecting anyone, so no worries there. GFS Ensemble, the Canadian Ensemble mix. We're looking at the 3-hourly QPF. You can see that pretty good precipitation through Saturday morning indicated, and this might be a little bit on the overdone side. 1.5 inches total. We'll see how this works out. I think it's going to be a little bit below that, but still some healthier rain and some good catch-up rainfall. And you can really see this is the 7-day total quantitative precipitation forecast, accumulated precipitation, and you can see it's really eastern Vermont, especially northern parts of New Hampshire, really into Maine. Potentially 4-inch amounts. I wish we can get that in Vermont. We just missed. And you're looking at the GFS Ensemble, of course, the 2-meter temperatures, and looking at dew point temperatures, a couple things here. Nothing real major to see here, a little bit of a drying out once we get into Sunday. And then we pick up a little bit more moisture with that wavy stalled frontal boundary. What about aloft? 850 hectopascal temperatures look like this. This is our cool down here where it could snow and in some of our mountaintops overnight, but then it dries on out, and so that's going to be the last of that. Pretty good cold slug of Arctic air or modified Arctic air this time of year has made it sort of right up against the Rockies into the northern plains, the plains of Montana, the prairies and whatnot of Canada. And this is how it looks, the weighted temperature over the next 5 days. Moss mean temp. 3 days later, it looks like this. A little bit of a shift. But generally, we have this trough of lower pressure here, ridge of higher pressure off the coast. The influx is slightly warmer, then slightly cooler, the overall trends. Still have to cover the tropics. I'm looking forward to the day when we don't have to worry about it, but we're not there yet. We have a 20% chance of a tropical cyclone formation in the next couple of days. And then looking at the same kind of graphic here, you can see that a 40% increase over the next 5 days. And this is that tropical cyclone that's going to be sort of northeast of Bermuda, generally around this particular area here. One other area to watch would be a 30% chance of a tropical cyclone in the next 5 days. This is way down in central parts of America. No worries for anyone in the United States at this point in time. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.